Λοιπόν, το επόμενο πάνελ συζήτησης τελεί υπό την αιγίδα της FIABCI. Εκλεκτοί καλεσμένοι παγκοσμίου ελληνικούς θα απαντήσουν στο ερώτημα πώς οι πρόσφατες παγκόσμιες πολιτικές αλλαγές θα επηρεάσουν την αγορά του real estate στην Ευρώπη, ευκαιρίες και απειλές. Δίνω το λόγο στον πρόεδρο της FIABCI Ελλάς, τον κύριο Κωνσταντίνο Κοπανιτσάνο, ο οποίος θα αναλάβει το συντονισμό και των καλεσμένων και των επόμενων ομιλητών για αυτό το session. Κύριε Κοπανιτσάνο, έχετε το λόγο.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just a minute, please, so we can get settled in. Mr. Ring. Okay, I just gave a bit of a breather so we can, so the atmosphere can slow down a little bit. We are witnessing very difficult times. On a brighter side, I'm very honored to be here today. I am Kopanitsanos, President of the Greek chapter of the International Real Estate Federation, and I feel very honored today because we have 4 international speakers. Actually, we had 5, but unfortunately, the delay in the program didn't allow our World President-elect, Mr. Antonio Campagnoli, to be present and to give his speech. So, unfortunately, he's flying out in roughly 50 minutes from now, and he couldn't stay for his presentation because of the delay. But I'm very happy that I have these people here, and we feel very honored and grateful that they are in Greece. And their expertise is very important on an international level. Our first speaker is our World President, Mr. Ramon Riera Torroba, who has traveled from Spain to be with us today. Quickly saying, the FIABCI International Federation has a presence in 84 countries and is an umbrella for every profession connected with real estate. We are including brokers, lawyers, accountants, constructors, banks, institutions, universities, municipalities, everyone and every company and every institution that is associated with real estate can become, and many of them are already members of FIABCI with a history since 1951. So there's 74 years of great history behind. Our president will be discussing 2 topics. One is associated, excuse me, I'll just get my notes correct. Yes, thank you. Now, the 2 topics include: how will the recent global changes affect the European real estate market? We are witnessing the implementation of new tariffs. Europe is obligated to rearm, to reinforce its defense mechanism. So investments need to be made in that field. And we have a lot of geopolitical factors going on the planet right now, which affect many things regarding the real estate market. Our president will continue with another section in his presentation, and it is the topic is the behavior of the real estate professionals and their adaptation to the new paradigms of the pandemic. Now, obviously, the pandemic is something of the past, but the important thing is that professionals need to be adaptive because circumstances are changing, and this is a lifetime responsibility for every professional that wants to stay above float, if not to excel, because we have changes in the economy, changes in policies, changes in many factors. But I won't go on. I would like to ask and welcome our World President to come to the floor. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. Good afternoon. For me, it's not easy to present this presentation because I don't have exposition. Yes, okay. And yes. You know that after pandemic, we live one situation, and after pandemic now, we live another situation. And this situation affects to the real estate professionals. And I want to explain in this exposition about that we need to adapt at this transformation, because it's true that in these last 5 years, it's very necessary to adapt to the new paradigm. What do you need now? What do you need now if you want to adapt at this transformation? You need technological adaptation, use of digital tools and marketing platforms with social networks to reach a wider audience. Also, building relationships, foster authentic connections with potential customers by offering a specialized service. Continuous education is very important for all professionals. Keep up to date on sales techniques and new market trends in co-living, flex living, co-working, hospitals, residence, senior co-living, data centers, biology, laboratories, etc. Our federation, that I am a world president, I want to expose here our education and our formation and the new program. Last year, begin with a lot of success with this program. FIABCI's professional qualification. The FIABCI Certified Global Real Estate Professional designation has been developed in cooperation with strategic partners, Side Business School, Oxford University, Age of Riera, and Harley Dickinson, combining academic rigor, practical insights, and a global perspective. The designation is one of the key initiatives outlined in FIABCI Strategic Plan 21-25. This program is only for a member of FIABCI or a member of the principal members of FIABCI, but it's not closed. And I understand that is a new designation, international designation, and I recommend this designation if you work in the international real estate. It's one possibility that you are different and the other professionals around the world. Sorry. Yes. Differentiation. I think so that now is the time that you have different forms to work. You need to be more authentic. You need to have a strong personal brand because the market wants a professional difference. Our professionals understand the new paradigm. Professionals understand that it's necessary the transformation. And from FIABCI International practice every time this differentiation. Good network of contacts. Have a good network of quality contacts. Be a member of national or international associations. Conclusion. A good real estate. Sorry. Yeah. What's that? No. Sorry. Okay. Conclusion. A good real estate agent must not only survive, but also succeed if you are not able to adapt to new market conditions. You are professionally dead. My advice for success is to develop a profitable personal brand by continuous training, making use of new technologies, defining your single value proposition, and adapting to global change. I recommend don't forget these conditions if you want to adapt and the new transformation. Thank you very much. Sorry, but I prepared another presentation, short, not long. How will recent global political change affect the European market? Now, we are in opportunities. Opportunities say having investments in safe markets, contracts, global instability drives investors towards safe haven assets. Implication. European cities offering legal and political security can attract more foreign investment, especially in the luxury and logistics sector. Residential market resilience, social change, the preference for ownership over rent in some countries remain high. Public support, new European policies could stimulate the construction of affordable and green housing, which can activate specific sectors. Opportunities. European reindustrialization and the need for logistic assets, nearshoring, the relocation of supply chains to Western Europe or Southern Europe increase the demand of logistics and industrial warehouses. Beneficiaries, Poland, Hungary, Spain, and Portugal can attract industrial and real estate investment. Sustainability as a vector of investment and trend. The European promoters, SDG policies, and sustainable buildings can benefit from tax incentives, subsidies, and preference of institutional investors. Threats. Tension. Trends. tension in interest rates. Allowed moderation is expected. Political and fiscal uncertainty could keep rates higher for longer, making mortgage financing more expensive and discouraging new development. Regulatory instability. Elections in key countries can bring about regulatory change in the rental market, real estate taxation or zoning. Fall in foreign investment in countries with political polarization. If populist of Eurocentric movements increase, investors could retreat from those markets perceived as risk. Direct geopolitical risk. Trump effect. You know that change now about the Supreme Tribunal of the United States, but Trump effect, the domino effect of American protectionism, tariff policy, general global uncertainty, affecting not only trade but also international real estate investment. This uncertainty can lead to a reduction in property demand in Europe by foreign investors, especially if their economies are affected by protectionist measures. It also affects the cost of construction material heavily, decreasing industrial production and weakening the international real estate market. Thank you very much for your attention, and sorry for my pronunciation. Conclusions. Conclusions. 1. Investors will seek stability and markets with legal certainty. Second, promoters must adapt to sustainable demand and energy efficiency. And 3, national policy decisions are key to the value of assets. No more. Finish. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. World President. Thank you. Our next speaker, I'm very happy and honored to welcome Mr. Fulvio Siotto, who is the Managing Director of Harley and Dickinson International, which is based in Italy. It's a company specializing in cutting-edge services for the real estate supply chain, with a strong focus on decarbonization, reducing CO2, digitalization, and social impact. Today, he will guide us through a powerful vision, how decarbonization, our buildings, is not just an environmental imperative, but a unique opportunity to invest in resilience, drive inclusive growth, and lead the just energy transition. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everybody. Thank you for the invitation. I'm very glad and honored to be here today. And I want to say something about a very important topic for us. We cannot stop the progress. We cannot lose a huge opportunity. The opportunity is the energetic transition. We have to stop the CO2 emissions. For this reason, decarbonizing the building stock is our goal, is our mission. We have to change our point of view. Stop the emission is not a cost, is a very huge opportunity for us, is an investment for our future. Not just for us, but for the next generation. We have to invest in resilience, energy independence, and we have to increase the value market of our building when our building are the first cell of our community. The first cell is the person, after we have the family, and after we have the condominium and our house. For this reason, is the first step to stop the emission is to regenerate our houses, our condominium. The carbon is embodied in a lot of materials, and we have to drive the innovation, and we have to evaluate in the right way how we can decrease the CO2 emissions. I like a lot this sentence: no one should be left behind, regardless of income. This transition is a very democratic process. Everybody must be involved in this process. It's not a problem about the social class or the social level, but everybody is involved in this process. And is one common effort. Oh, I broke it. Everybody is involved in this process, and the reshape of our building is the very important step to phase up the problem of the emission. The inefficient building are a very strong threats for our environment, for the pollution. Sorry, I forgot the inefficient building are the first threat for us, and decarbonization is our opportunity. Some number: 37% of emission in the world are generated from building not efficient. 34% in Europe, but 55% in Greece. In Greece, we have more than 1 million of buildings built between 70s and 90s, and they are total inefficient from this side. Our commitment goes in three different directions, convergent in the same goal: finance, method, and guarantee. Finance, because of we have a lot of very important partnership with institution about we promote the green mortgage. Method, because we manage the most important platform, a digital platform about the retrofitting process. And guarantee, because we can guarantee the success of the process. Our result in this year, in the last, let me say, 4 years, we managed more than 8,000 projects. The amount was 6.3 billion of value, and our revenue was 148 million. Is okay, an investment, an opportunity, but is also one economic opportunity. We are focused also in the social impact. Maybe in this case, Greece and Italian are not similar. In general, they say, sorry. Okay. Too much. Oh. Okay. In general, they say, una faccia, una razza. In this case, we are a little bit different. The social impact in Italy is very, very important, because in Italy we have a lot of only word. In general, a word is a person with his smartphone, and a lot of solitude are not social. In Greece is different. I lived 4 years in Thessaloniki. I I saw that in Greece the socialization is more developed. But in Italy, it's a very huge danger for us, and we want to promote the gathering of spacing and foster a positive some behaviors among the individuals and communities to enhance neighborhood well-being. It's very important for us. Looking to the future, the path is clear. The real estate industry must stay agile, informed, and ready to adapt in order to turn global shifts into long-term value. We can build our future, our better future in this moment. We cannot stop the wave of the progress. We cannot stop the wave of the decarbonization, because if we stop this way, we risk to stop the future of the next generation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Siotto, for this very important and alarming speech. It is very important because decarbonization, carbonization, CO2, obviously is not a result of coming from factories and from cars. It's also the construction field, which is very important. So we should look into this, and our politicians should look into this in great detail, because some countries are ahead and they've given incentives to builders, constructors, investors in the construction field to make buildings with less CO2. So I think we can learn a few lessons here in Greece, and hopefully our politicians are listening to these very, very wise words regarding not the future, but the present and the protection of our planet. And I'll move forward to our next guest speaker. I'm very honored to welcome Mrs. Reem Al-Habi. She is Vice President of FIABCI Saudi Arabia, and she's Chief of Strategy and Operations of IAV Riyadh. So all the way from beautiful Saudi Arabia, which right now, I was there a few months ago, is a large construction site. It's going to become something very beautiful. It's very beautiful already, but it's going to become the wonder of the world. The constructions there are unbelievable, and we are looking forward to their completion so we can come and admire everything that's getting prepared. And I'm honored also to have in front of us the President of FIABCI Saudi Arabia, Mr. Al-Habi. Welcome, and thank you for being here with us and honoring us. Thank you. Thank you. Mrs. Reem will be giving a presentation with the topic From Vision to Reality, Empowering Entrepreneurs Through Prop Tech. The transformative role of technology in Saudi Arabia real estate sector, which is, this is in the implementation. So the examples there are live, are strong and very powerful. She will tell us how PropTech equips entrepreneurs with the right tools to ensure competitiveness and efficiency. She will give some wonderful examples where PropTech has led many businesses in Saudi Arabia to success. And she will also speak about investment opportunities in eco-friendly smart housing. Please welcome Mrs. Reem. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure for me to be here. Before I start my short presentation, I want to highlight 2 points. The first one, I'm not a real estate expert, but I had the pleasure to witness and to participate in some of the strategic agreements in the region and some of the strategic initiatives. The second thing I want to highlight the relationship between the real estate industry and the Saudi's culture. We have a very unique relationship between real estate and our culture. Our fathers, they call the real estate is the good son, because usually in the difficult times, always the first solution is to find something in real estate. The second thing, the real estate discussion, you will find it not only in the business gathering, but also in the families. You will find the senior people talking about real estate, young children talking also about owning a house. I'm chasing my son, who will turn 30 next year, to get married, but he told me, first I have to get a house. So the owning a house, it's one of the key discussion that we have it in Saudi, and I think we did really a good job in that. So to kick off the presentation, I want to give like a global overview for a PropTech global map for the last few years, mainly in 2024, and some of the expectation for the next 5 to 7 years. So if we look to the investment and the last year, the PropTech investment hit more than $68 billion. US market is leading this investment and also leading the market share with more than 59%, followed by Europe with the size of market share more than 27%, other markets 9%, and Asia with the 3.5%. It's a still long road for the Asia, but there is a huge potential for growth in the market. If we look to the investors, we will find a lot of investors, angel investors, family, business, all they love to invest in a PropTech. But if I look only at the big investors, corporate companies, and active investors who are willing to invest $500 million and above, we have more than 3,000 investors. They already invested in more than 10,000 companies. If we look to the market from the 195 countries around the world, 80 countries consider or has a mature market in a PropTech or a huge potential growth for the next 5 years. Talking about, COVID-19 pandemic, it hit the world really bad, but also it shows resilience for some of the markets, because government, decision makers, individual, all they have to adapt with these changes. And they can give example from Saudi Arabia. It was a difficult example for us, or a difficult challenge to test our digital infrastructure, because from long years, we built a digital infrastructure, we test it, then we decide to review it, then we decide to enhance it. But when COVID-19 came to Saudi Arabia, the government leadership, they give us all the investor 1 week. 1 week, you have to go with everything online. We don't want to delay the individuals. We don't want to impact the business, because even during the G20 gathering, the Crown Prince start the gathering. He said, we do care about people's life and the job security. So that's why we have to build a very strong digital infrastructure, and the PropTech played a major role. It's not only for Saudi, but for different markets, because we saw the size of the investment and the size of the market and PropTech, it's keep growing, especially after 2022 in different markets. And there is a huge expectation to hit more than 133 billion in the next, I think in 2032. And of course, we can't talk about PropTech without involving the AI. I'm ex-LinkedIn, and I remember that I had a lot of discussion scaring the people about AI and the jobs and everything. But today, I will be highlighting the positive part for the AI, because the AI is playing a major role. So if we look about 90% of the companies, they are planning to invest more in AIs and the corporate real estate functions. So AI will play a major role. Already 10% of the companies, they already have AI-powered solutions to run the corporate real estate. The added value from the AI for the next few years, they expect that the AI will add more than $110 to $180 billion to the real estate industry. If we look to the 2023, the investment of AI and the prop tickets had more than 630 million. So in Saudi Arabia, I always love to quote our Crown Prince when he said Saudi Arabia is the biggest success story of this century. And it's fact because it's built on numbers and insights from international trusted consultant firm. So Knight Frank describes Saudi Arabia as the biggest construction site that the world have ever seen, with the investment hit more than $1.1 trillion. Only we are talking about the investment of the mega and the giga projects. And there is a huge potential to hit more $2.4 trillion by 2029 or 2030. If we look at the market size for the real estate and property without the mega and the giga project, the market size it's around $69 billion and expect growth in 2029 to hit more than $100 billion with the combined annual growth rate for 8%. So for the relationship between the real estate and the people, the homeless percentage in Saudi, it's 0. So we don't have a homeless people, but there is a huge KPIs for the government because they want to increase the ownership for the housing ownership for the families, for the citizens and also the people who are living in Saudi Arabia. Here where the PropTech play a major role to deliver more and more units, especially leveraging the 3D printing, metaverse to set the expectation between the property owners and the potential customer. Some of the achievement of last year when it comes to the real estate, more than 170,000 families, they own their houses from the National Housing Program. More than 21,000 families we call them the most needed family, the families that they don't have an income or they don't have a stable income or their income's really low, they can leverage the development housing program and they can own houses in different facilities. And of course, owning a housing, it's not only about having, a house with the 4 walls, it's building communities. That's why the government pushed really hard to build communities, a lot of green areas, because we always saw sands for many, many years. Now we think it's the time to see some greens. So, and last year we have more than 357, park or entrance within a program. It's called Bahja Project. It's mean like a joy. Yeah, for the PropTech, we have some good achievements, especially in the last year. The last year, we host the first global PropTech summit, and after that, it's become an annual event and the government initiatives because we had great success stories from this event. Then the Real Estate General Authority with the Ministry of Housing, they decided to announce more initiatives to support the people who are investing on a PropTech. So we have the Saudi PropTech Hub. It's something help the citizen and the international investors and to serve them in a PropTech. So if they are planning to invest, we can provide all the resources. The sandbox, we heard so many comments about the rural regulation in Saudi. It's not clear. That's why we have the sandbox customized for the PropTech so the people, they can come and try and support us by enhancing our rules and regulations, especially in PropTech. Of course, we have different programs for accelerator programs, especially when NTDB, National Technology Development Program, it's encouraging anyone, locally or internationally. If you have a great idea, you can come to Saudi. You can invest with zero risk. This program will fund your project 100%, and they will ask you for one thing, is to give a time commitment to lead this program, so it's a zero risk on the investors. And of course, we have one of our main initiatives, it's the Real Estate Future Forum. Our goal is to gather all the global investors, the global policy makers, so they can support us in enhancing our transformation, because we can't build everything by ourselves. So the first edition of the Global PropTech Summit, we didn't put a huge expectation in that edition, but thanks God we received, good outcomes, and it's encouraged us to deliver more and more. So we have more than 30 investment opportunities, the online reach, or we have more than 100 thought leaders, and also the engagement. If you like the live stream, it's hit more than 450,000. Yeah, so for Saudi Arabia, the investment, we have a huge investment, especially to entrepreneurs, because more than 71% of our population are under 35 years old. So before we have only the SMEs Authority. The SMEs Authority will support the SMEs to establish the business in different industry. But after the technology, especially our investors in Saudi or in the region, they scared the entrepreneurs for so many years. They told them, don't come to the real estate. It's so risky. If you don't have a lot of cash, you will not survive one day. But still, the entrepreneurs, they know there is a huge potential in this market, but they don't want to take the risk. That's why they went back to the technology, and they became more innovative. Then the government, after that, the government decided to follow this move from the entrepreneurs and to adapt with it. That's why we have so many programs. The National Technology Development Program, it's 100% built to support the entrepreneurs in technology, mainly in PropTech technology, locally and international. Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, they are tracking all the updates for PropTech globally, and they're trying to facilitate the engagement for these companies and to encourage them to come to Saudi Arabia. We have Code program. It's a center customized for entrepreneurship for the people in PropTech. Invest Saudi, it's not only we are showing you the investment opportunities in Saudi, but we are telling you about the investment facilities that the government will give the company to come and to invest in Saudi. And after the company is built, it has all the resources. Of course, they need to generate some deals. That's why we have NHC, the National Housing Company, the operational arm for the Ministry and Public Investment Fund. They will support this company to secure some deals and to start the business with other organizations. The last slide, I would just want to highlight the impact of the PropTech. Because of this move, there is a positive impact in the market. For example, we have EJAR platform. It's a platform to facilitate the engagement between the property owners and the potential customers. That's why in our court in Saudi, we have zero case between property owners and the customers, because everything is documented online, and the people, they will not have any kind of conflict. Second program, it's a program that that's built to support, to increase the housing ownership. And we have more than 4 million active users. And since the Saudis people, they love the gaming, they customize the whole journey. It's not like in traditional form, but it's like you are playing a game by building your avatar and navigate all the solutions, everything, it's online. For us, it's a platform built to identify the investment opportunities that match the credit score for the individual and companies. And of course, we have so many things that we're leveraging, the AI just to monitor all the roads, and once they capture anything against our rules and regulations, they will just notify the ministry. Also the fintech, we are building a huge and strong system, because now the people, when they build the house and they finalize everything, they will not have enough money to decide to have the right furniture. So that's why we have a great success story in Buy Now, Pay Later, and Tamara, it's a great example. So everything related to the real estate from A to Z, for investors, for policymakers to track the achievement. Even our Crown Prince, he's tracking all the projects in a customized dashboard, and to track all the outcomes and the timeline for each project. So this is what I have from my side, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mrs. Reem. After the 1.1 trillion figures, we will speak with someone else. Actually, we will have a presentation from a very important person in the international financial market. Everyone here today is very important, but specifically in the financial market, Mr. Luca Bertalot is. We're very happy to have him here and very honored. He's the General Secretary of the European Mortgage Federation and the European Covered Bond Council. To explain it in Greek, είναι Γενικός Γραμματέας της Ευρωπαϊκής Ομοσπονδίας Παρόχων Στεγαστικών Δανείων. Συμβουλεύουν κυβερνήσεις, κεντρικές τράπεζες και αυτές κατά προέκταση συμβουλεύουν τις συστημικές τράπεζες. To give you two words before I give him the floor, the EMF is the voice of the European mortgage industry, providing data information on European mortgage markets, which were worth over 8.9 trillion in 2022. Just to give you an idea, the European Covered Bond Council members represent over 95% of covered bonds outstanding, which were worth over 3 trillion at the end of 2022. So Mr. Bertalot is a top finance expert at an international level, and we're very happy and honored to have him here today. Mr. Bertalot, thank you.
Thank you, Konstantinos, for your kind words. You have been too kind with me. I'm actually a lobbyist, so all these nice words, but I mean, I'm the closest thing to the devil that you can have. I mean, in the sense, I represent more than 2,000 banks in Brussels, which are pumping money, real money in the real economy, but especially giving money to people to build up the dream of their life, which is building a better future. And as you can imagine, I'm a deep European, and I belong to the generation who arrived to Brussels to build something new, a new house, making a new paradigm for the economy. And I was so lucky to start to work on housing. And I really believe that housing is an essential cog of the entire economy of the European Union. Coming back really to the roots of the Greek word, oikos nomos, economy, is the word that moves everything, because the house is the center of our financial world, for our expectations, and how you think and you shape your future. On top of this, I think that our houses are mainly collected in urban areas. The shape of our cities will be the future of the European Union, but also the country outside of the European Union. 80% of the European GDP is produced in urban areas. So if we reshape the cities, if we make sure that the city will be sustainable and affordable, we can really design a new future. It's, allow me to say, is a path of peace and prosperity. Housing has been always the way to build peace and prosperity, and allow me to make some concrete example. Well, the history of the European Union starts in the drama of the World War II, where millions of people have been devastated by destruction and by a terrible war and hate that was putting against every single country, and was really creating an hate which was dividing the whole continent? Well, the first way how to move out from this dramatic way was to secure housing to people, to build the hope for a better future. The way on how the financial world was pumping money in the destruct Germany or in the destruct Italy or in France was the way to rebuild the hope for a better future. And again, every single country who had a difficult challenge restarted the path of peace with housing. Allow me to make another example. Spain. Spain was one of the poorest countries in Europe. It was devastated by years of dictatorship. King Carlos had the idea of moving out the country, trying to forget the civil war, by convincing every single Spaniard to buy a house. It was a financial revolution to pump money in the economy and move out from aid by building a new and better future. Sorry, I changed my speech because of what happened 2 minutes ago. So, I wanted to stress the importance that we have that, what is my job? My job is to convince 2,000 banks to pump money, probably to your clients, and to help them to make a new paradigm for the European economy. It's very difficult because we have to finance at international level and we have to help people locally in national markets. And mortgage markets are still very national and real estate markets are still very national. So it's a very difficult job that we have to do. And we have to work together with the European Commission to build a common framework. We already have it. We have a common currency, we have a banking union, we have a capital markets union, which is helping investors to move money from around the globe to where it's needed. What we need? I think we cannot make an affordable housing plan, this is what is working Brussels on, without a strong supply. You are the supply. We can pump money in the economy, but without a supply, we will not fix the problem. So I think that there is a revolution on how we have to build the value chain, Konstantinos, allow me to say, where the Greek banks should work hand in hand with you, trying to make the ecosystem affordable and efficient. And why I'm saying this? Because I believe in the single market. I think what Jacques Delors invented in '84 is the best story of peace. And I belong to a generation who took advantage of this. I was born in probably the poorest neighborhood of Rome. The European Union took me, gave me the Erasmus, they brought me to Brussels. Actually, I'm not so happy to be in Brussels and I have left Rome, I have to say. Brussels is not like, beautiful like Rome. But anyhow, there is millions of Europeans who have the chance to move, change country, and get a better business opportunity. You cannot move to a country if you don't have the hope to buy a house in that country. The house doesn't belong to the land. The house belongs to the owner of the house. So you can build your dream wherever you want. That's a message of peace. You don't belong to the land belongs to you. And this is an innovation, it's a revolution that is changing the mindset of millions of young people who want to find a job in Frankfurt, in Amsterdam, in Copenhagen, in Athens, in Thessaloniki. That's the magic thing of the single market. We all pay with the same currency, we all use the same instrument, and we have to have also the chance to build a common housing market. So don't underestimate the value of this revolution. It's about to arrive. We need new technological solution. We need to make our value chain more efficient. We need to reduce cost. We need to have taxonomy data. We need to have sustainable data in our value chain. And we have to do this all together, from Gothenburg to Crete, from Athens to Porto, because this will create the critical mass to scale up the future and give hope, peace, and prosperity to our generations, our future generation, but also our neighbor countries. Because we have to work hands in hands with our Saudi friends. We have to work hands in hands with the people in Jakarta and build houses to satisfy a basic human rights, having the hope for a better future. You save a country with two hopes: the hope to have a better job and the hope to buy a house with that job. Let's work together for this. Thank you very much.
Wow. I hope this pumping of money to the people to help them buy homes and especially help the younger generation that cannot buy a house and have to live with their parents. And this is a big problem because more and more young people cannot buy a home. And they're 30, 35 and older and living with their family. That's incredible. So that's some wonderful news. We hope this is a reality very soon. We look forward to that. And I'd like to thank once more our wonderful speakers. Thank you for traveling from all over the planet, from Spain, Saudi Arabia, Brussels, Italy, and Italy. Thank you very, very much. We are very honored. And thank you, audience, for your time. Thank you. Bye-bye.